Die My Love features the continued return of Jennifer Lawrence in Hollywood as she's coming back into the film industry. Is this another strong comeback for her alongside Robert Pattinson? Let's find out. Que lo que mi gente del Caribe. Thank you guys all so much for joining me. I appreciate your support as always. I apologize for the severe delay in movie reviews recently. I had a lot going on. I'm still in the process of moving. And so thank you for your patience. I really appreciate you. Today we're going to be talking about Die My Love. This stars Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson, and it follows a mother that's slowly deteriorating in her mental health, falling into a crisis, and struggles to feel like herself. I saw the trailer for this movie very recently, and it looked really intriguing and thought-provoking and intense, and I wanted to see what it was all about. And I also am a big fan of Robert Pattinson, and I really enjoy Jennifer Lawrence, and I'm glad that she's making a comeback in film, because I feel like she was off the grid for a while, and then she reappeared in No Hard Feelings, and then now this, and so it's fun to see her back in film once again. So jumping in, this movie is a very intriguing and thought-provoking and potent character study on mental health, as we see Jennifer Lawrence giving a truly impeccable performance that is just heartbreaking, as she's portraying this woman that is slowly kind of losing herself as she's trying to find herself and the things that she struggles with and seems to have somewhat of an addiction to that leads her to partake in risky behaviors. You could just see how it's eating at her and breaking her down as she's going on this journey, trying to feel like herself and find herself. And it's a heartbreaking and it's a really tragic story. And Jennifer Lawrence is very believable in it. She gives herself to this role. And like I mentioned, it's super potent and it's very affecting. And Robert Pattinson, he gives a wonderful performance of this man, of this husband that is trying to do right by his wife as she's slowly deteriorating and kind of losing herself, losing the person that he loves / once loved, in the sense that she's kind of not the same as she was. Or maybe she was and he just didn't notice the signs that were coming to be. And so it's really interesting to see that performance from Robert Pattinson and see those themes and those dynamics be explored. And it's really a tragic tale of a toxic love in a way. And so it was very effective in how it wanted to accomplish this theme and this version, this format of storytelling. And I think that we can all relate to it to some extent in the way of having someone in your life that you love and that you care about, and the idea of losing them as they're slowly slipping away, whether it be mental health related or something going on in life or whatever the case may be. There is some level of relatability that you can apply to it that gives it some emotional weight that'll carry on in your thoughts and continue to provoke conversation. Not only that, there is really stunning cinematography. It is a beautiful film. The sound design is wonderful. It honestly elevates some of the more tense sequences, especially as the story progresses and unfolds. It makes it all the more investing and engaging. It establishes this atmosphere of unease. You never feel at peace. You always feel like something isn't right. Something's going to go wrong right from the jump. And so right from the start of the film, you're in this state of anxiousness, and there's this hopeful but dooming sense that you feel riddled throughout the film. And that was really intriguing and impressive, how they were able to interweave those themes and those different emotions all into one singular fluid story. There's also some really thought-provoking messages that are very dualistic, in the sense that you have messages coming from Jennifer Lawrence's character and what you're supposed to convey there, and then other messages coming alongside that with Robert Pattinson's character. And it's really exploring kind of the difficulties of letting go, as well as what could come of letting go. You know, the relief that could come from that we might need, but not realize that we need it. And so it's really interesting to see how they accomplish that. However, This movie is not going to be for everyone, and I do have some issues with it that I would like to address. And I think this is going to be a very polarizing film. There's going to be people that appreciate it, and there's going to be more so people that hate it. For starters, some people are going to say that this artistic style, the approach that it takes that feels very artsy, really is just trading substance for style. And I wouldn't say that they're all wrong for that, because in some sense, as it explores these really potent themes, and it does feel very affecting at times, it's not fully effective. It's affecting, but it's not fully effective. And so that is problematic in the sense that some of the things that it's exploring feels surface level, and it feels very baseline, wanting to simply cause you to reflect and think, which is fine. But if they wanted to accomplish something deeper, they might have wanted to be a little bit more literal in their approach rather than a baseline from a distance artistic lens. And the plot itself, even though it's linear, for some reason it feels like it jumps around a lot, and it therefore causes the film to feel just a bit convoluted, and the way the plot unfolds can be a little bit messy and discombobulated, which I understand is supposed to reflect perhaps the mental health state of our central character, played by Jennifer Lawrence, but it might not jive so well with mainstream audiences, and so I can understand how that might not appeal for many people that are going to view this film. There's also some very heavy-handed sexual themes throughout the film, and in my personal opinion, it feels almost as if they kind of exploit the lead actress, Jennifer Lawrence, in their showing of these themes, because some of this nudity just feels so excessive and unnecessary. It doesn't elevate the film. It doesn't have a purpose in the story. And so I found that to be somewhat bothersome, and I just couldn't shake this feeling that it felt very exploitative. Lastly, there are some really unimportant supporting characters portrayed as if they're supposed to have a lot of meaning, but they're simply not, and they feel kind of shoehorned in, and they don't really elevate the central story. They don't impact how the central story evolves in much of any way. And due to that, whenever these supporting characters are on screen and there's these little subplots that are being explored, it kind of causes this film to feel just a little bit tedious. And I caught myself wondering, is this movie over soon? And so it causes some drag in the pacing, because these side adventures and these side characters feel so tedious, so unimportant to the central story, that it kind of drags the quality of the overall film down. So therefore, I'm going to give Die My Love a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I was going to give this maybe a 3 or a 3.5 out of 5, but just the more that I sat with it and reflected on it, while I appreciate it a lot, I can't let go of the fact that something feels a little bit too exploitative about this film, and I would have appreciated some different approaches that are more focused on the mental health and how it affects us as individuals. What did you guys think of this movie? Did you enjoy it? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Are you enjoying seeing Jennifer Lawrence come back onto the big screen? And what do you think of Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence dynamic together? I thought they worked so well together, and it was really fun to see them on screen in film. And so I would recommend checking it out if you're into these more artsy types of films. But if you're not, then I think it would be safe to skip it. Nonetheless, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support. God bless you. Take care.